Paying your bills on time isn't the only thing that gets factored into your credit score. So what else is in there? Let's talk about that. Hello and welcome to this episode of Masnick's Mortgage Minute. I'm Rick Masnick. It goes without saying that having a healthy credit score is a huge benefit to you when applying for any type of credit, whether it's a credit card, a car loan, or a mortgage. But how do we ensure that that score is and stays healthy? Here's a chart that can show you some of the other components that make up your credit score. If we take a look at the left, you'll see that 10% of the score is based on what new credit you acquire. Then you've got 15% that is computed in the length of your credit history. And that just means how long each account has been open. And obviously, the longer they're open, then the healthier your score gets. And then there's also 10% of your score being made up by what your credit mix is. And that just means what percentage is credit cards, what percentage is loans, and maybe even a mortgage. Now, that side of the chart actually makes up 35% of your credit score. But let's take a look at the two big ones on the right. Now, as we said in the beginning, there is a factor in there with your payment history, and that makes up 35% of your score. So you want to make sure those payments are made on time. And don't play with the grace periods too much. Those are there for an emergency, not as a means of what your payment schedule should be. But then if you see just below that, 30% of your credit score is made up of the amount that you owe. And what that really means is you want to be looking at what you owe in comparison to your credit limit. Your credit cards actually do affect your credit score a lot more than most people think. It's not just how much of a credit limit you have, how much you owe on it, it's how much of that limit you're using. And sometimes I'll be talking to people and they'll have a $1,500 credit card and it's got a $1,700 limit, and they say, I don't understand why my score went down. It's only $1,500. But if the computer systems at the credit bureaus could talk, they might say, yeah, but what if that limit was $17,000? What would your balance be? So sometimes people will use their credit to the max. They make their payments on time all the time and don't recognize that they're really affecting their credit score in a negative way by maximizing that credit. You want to keep that balance compared to the limit below 75% if possible, but as far down as 30% to maintain a healthy credit score. So as you can see from that pie chart, there are a lot of different components that will make up your credit score, and paying attention to each and every one of those will ensure that you have a healthy credit score, which will help you get better rates and better options whenever applying for credit. Hopefully this information was useful and helpful, and if it was, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you know someone else that this information could benefit, please pass this video on to them. But for now, that concludes this episode of Masnick's Mortgage Minute. I'm Rick Masnick. We'll see you next time.